Previously on Corona Island.
Laura, I'm so glad I met you. You're wonderful. But we're not meant to quarantine side by side. You will not be getting a Corona Island face mask tonight.
Now that Laura has left the competition, we're down to the final 3 Coronarettes. Who will our lonely lad Johnston choose to receive the final face mask? Maddie, Autumn, or Shayna? Find out tonight on the season finale of Corona Island!
On the island of Manhattan, one man searches for romance. Though the city is on lockdown and he isn't wearing pants. Who will be his quarantine bride? It's gotta be hard to decide.
Hi, my name's Maddie, and I'm a travel photographer / influencer whose flat lays of my lattes get millions of likes. Will you follow me to the altar? Oh.
Hi, I'm Autumn, and I'm a certified animal Reiki practitioner. I'd love to pet your aura.
Hi, I'm Shayna, and I'm a personal chef. They say a way to a man's heart is through his stomach, and I want to show that we eat with our eyes.
I'm Johnston. I'm an actor. And my search for love isn't an act. B. Anyway, my Patreon is at Justin-Justin. I'm beautiful, and I'm here.
Corona Island, Corona Island.
The girls are pretty, I look great, but now it's down to one final date per girl. Is it possible I love them all?
Before Johnston makes his final decision, he has one final micro date with each of the 3 remaining Coronarettes. First off, Maddie.
Oh, Justin, they just canceled my last flight. An influencer who can't travel. Justin, it's not right. How will I give my followers some content to discuss?
Your 36,000 followers love you, Maddie, and I...
Introduce the world to us. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm sorry, I interrupted
No,
you.
you.
There's a lag.
What did you say?
It's been wonderful getting to know you over the last 8,000 days of March.
Ah, you've been the only good thing to come out of this pandemic.
What?
Your call has been ended by the administrator.
I can't believe that was my last date with her. Now it's time for one more. Which girl do I most adore? Is it possible I love them all?
Hey boy, hey!
Autumn, I was just talking
Your date with Maddie was going just a little too long, and I'm impatient, baby.
Oh, okay, well, how are your clients? Feeling a little calmer?
For the love of God, stop.
Oh, let me cleanse that aura, boy. There's tension in your sexy head. Justin, don't be coy. I feel your happy purple love vibes, babe, but don't you feel mine?
I feel fine. Are you okay?
I'm fine, Justy face.
Adjusty face. That's new.
I'm fine, squishy, tushy. I wanna give you all the pet names: ice cream, candy, cocoa buns.
Autumn, I can't hear you. I think we're breaking up.
There's just one more to go. After this, I hope I know if it's possible. I love them all. Yeah.
Shayna, where are you? I can't see you.
I'm on the fire escape. I'm, talking to my cat.
Oh. You don't have a cat?
Oh, Justin, honestly, I'm at a loss. I even had to make spaghetti with jarred tomato sauce. I just wanna cook for someone. I'm sorry I'm not fun. I'm just really sick of cooking for one.
I'm sorry for your sauce.
Need to tell you something.
Sure, anything.
I went out on the fire escape to get some air, and there was this woman across the way, and we started chatting a lot, and she ordered us masks, and I'm in love, Justin. Just not with you.
Your call has been ended by the administrator.
Someone tell me what just happened? Was that really our last call? Is it possible? I love them all. I can't love them all, but is it possible? I love them all.
And now, time for the mask ceremony. Who will Justin choose to receive the final face mask?
Shit.
In a shocking turn of events, Shayna has left the competition. We are down to our final two, Maddie and Autumn. Justin, have you made your decision?
Autumn.
You're just so unconventional. You know I really like that. But Autumn, I'm just getting friend vibes now. Although I really like your cat. I'm sorry those two didn't work out, but now there's only one thing to do. I've just got one Corona Island mask, and Maddie, you know it's for you, only for you. Maddie, let's influence the world. When I'm alone, I feel hollow. Maddie, please say you'll accept this mask. You are the one that I wanna follow.
I do! And there we have it. Maddie and Justin. Justin and Maddie. Two lovebirds in Corona. But there is one final question. Who is Shayna's gal pal?
Shayna and I didn't intend to meet, but we're neighbors. We've been dating from our fire escapes. She makes homemade pet food.
Autumn, I'll cook for you and our cat.
Forever.
On Corona, Rona, 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 Rona Island. Corona, Rona, 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 Rona Island.
everyone. I'm here with the team from Corona Island, which is the second installment of our musical theater extravaganza. To have a talk with the team about the process. So as all of you know, some of the requirements for this project were simply that you had to write a musical. It had to be written during the crisis and while we were all sheltering at home, which we are still doing. We didn't know how that was going to turn out, but here we are, and we have these shows, and we're able to talk about them and how they all came together. So my first question is, can you all tell me about where the idea for this show came from?
Well, we had a group meeting, and we all talked about like our experiences that we were going through, and one of the interesting things was just watching a lot of reality TV and feeling like somewhat of a kinship with the reality TV show contestants because they're in this confined space and they're not allowed to like interact with the outside world. So that part definitely resonated with like all of us. And yeah.
Well, I watched all of Love is Blind during the first week, so I totally hear you.
Oh, it's so good, bad.
I think also, Sarah, didn't you say something about how your friend is a dating expert?
Well, one of my previous side hustles was I was a matchmaker. And I was curious how I don't work for the company anymore, but I was just wondering how my friend who still does work for the company was handling virtual dates because, you know, her clients still want to date and meet people. They pay really good money for the service. And so I was just curious if they were doing Zoom dates, and apparently it's been extremely successful so far. But I thought that was kind of an interesting dynamic to include in the show too. So I think combined with reality TV and continuing to date in the time of Corona, those were two really strong ideas.
Yeah, I think also in terms of tone, we wanted something fun and funny and over the top and just a way for people to forget a little bit of what's going on or find some fun in the world, because I feel like we're so experiencing so much darkness right now, so to find some light and some lightness in art. And I think that's one of the great things about art is that you can experience lightness.
And to remember that it's okay to laugh at certain times as well.
Laughter is a good medicine.
Well, and I don't think that laughing takes the place of how we're all feeling. It's just, opportunity to take a breath.
They can coexist. You can do both.
So another question, what was able to translate for some of you in terms of the rehearsal process that you're used to in a room to fully being on Zoom or in your kitchen and creating in a different way?
I think for me, the rehearsal process was cool in this aspect because yes, we're only being able to talk to each other over Zoom and in these confined spaces, but then we did a lot of the filming on our own. So like we would work with our director on one-on-one and then like go away and film it. I thought that was pretty cool that like you didn't have to like wait in a rehearsal room, be like, oh, is it my turn? But it was just a different, interesting way to do it. Yeah.
It also made the table work that we did a lot more important because that was the time that we got to connect with each other and hopefully make some decisions and set things up so that once we did put the footage together that was filmed separately, we would still have some kind of connection there. So that was really satisfying.
Connection through a roll of toilet paper. Love it.
It was almost bittersweet when we would have the Zoom meetings where we would all congregate and discuss, because it was the closest thing to a rehearsal process and to actually being together in person and bounce off of one another's energy. I think that it was fantastic how we were all so creative and imaginative enough to be doing this, to actually be doing the filming on our own. But it just made me wish that we could all actually be together because of how great those meetings were and how so much just came up there, that didn't when we were just in front of our camera.
It was really nice that when we would have these meetings, it would be one of the few times were with other people, like on Zoom. And I like that ours always started with, say a good thing that happened today, a bad thing that happened today, and something you're thankful for. And that was a really good way of connecting, but also like in the rehearsal process, but also with everything that's going on. It was just nice to be able to talk to people like that.
Yeah, and in that way, it was such a killer team, because most of the meeting was focused, on the project, but there was always this level of like, hey, remember, this is a pandemic, this is a crisis, let's check in on each other, talk to each other as people, let's address each other's personal whatever might be going on, because like that's the reality of the situation. And I know I really appreciated that about the team.
I was just going to say, Teresa from the get-go said this is a collaborative process. So I really felt like our team, it wasn't like the ideas were coming from one person. What people see is everyone in this room had their hand in it. Like they weren't just their one role. So that was really cool. Like the I forgot who came up with the toilet paper thing, but that was great.
Is there anything that you can share that came along during this process that was unexpected, that you sort of made a discovery about how to work remotely, something that you want to share in that respect?
One of the things that was the most challenging for me as the composer in this process was doing the audio track for ensemble numbers. That was so challenging. And I think I'm really lucky because Anthony Spinato he's like our audio engineering consultant, and he helped me so much with these tracks. But it's very challenging to record an ensemble number when you cannot record in an ensemble. And that's something that we have to figure out how to deal with right now when we can't be together in groups.
I found something that I found interesting about this process was how to motivate myself while filming with no one else around. Just because I feel like when you're doing this in person, you work off the energy of others. So when you're left with yourself, at times it can be really difficult to even finish a take because, and you have to react to something that's not in front of you for 2 minutes. You're like, oh man. But it helped that we had a Google Drive where we could watch each other's footage, because if you could channel that sort of energy from remembering what they did and watching that was really helpful. But that's definitely, I miss the human connection of being in person and acting off each other. That's tough stuff. But thank goodness for Google.
I'm thankful that I really think that this was a stretching experience as an artist. It's the role of the actors here, and or at least just speaking in the first person, it was very different for me because I think I'm used to a certain level of control in giving a performance. Like I know that this is what I went up there and did, but in this medium, like any film, the editor, who did such a fantastic, amazing job, was every bit as much a part of the storytelling. And so kind of accepting that would need to be shared, but also getting to really chat with the creative team and contribute to the story in other ways. It's like I feel like I got to do a lot of different things, exercise a lot of new muscles, and that was really fantastic.
Well, thank you all so much for your time on this project, your willingness to just dive in and write and act and film and figure out which arm needs to take the toilet paper. We are so grateful to you for being part of this project. Thank you.